have seen different kind of changes in their lives, especially when you do it for 6 months and 1 year and go on doing it. At each stage, when you reach a particular stage and you complete a particular cycle, say half yearly or annual, different kind of gifts people have received from the universe. This is result oriented. Why? Because we are doing it in submission and obedience of the Almighty. Please practice it. Please inculcate that willingness within you and implant the right kind of intention in your mind. You will reap that sort of benefits which you have actually not imagined. Many of like my clients, they do crystal healing therapy and they say that I've combined it with this practice and this has given me this kind of result. Keeping that aside, if you don't go for any spiritual activity, keep everything one side and practice this one thing for just 1 month. Receive in abundance and make the best profits that you have not imagined even before. Even the gifts that are unthinkable, that you never imagined that you can be blessed with that sort of gifts. Those are the good luck points which you will not just achieve but also decode for yourself from the universe. Practice this one thing. Willingness to accommodate, adjust and make room for others. Believe you me, it is spiritual equivalent of the universal law. Radiate adjustment, accommodation out and the universe receives it. And the Almighty has promised us to return the favor in abundance, because this is a favor that we are doing to ourselves. And the favor that we will receive from the Almighty is something that you can just wish for. It's beyond imagination. Please try it just for 1 month and reap the results. Intention plays a very big role in any sort of spiritual practice which you are doing. You are implanting an intention in your mind, in your thought, exactly what you're radiating out, and this, what you're radiating, is being taken by the universe. The universe has many secrets hidden for us, and those secrets, those gems are given by the Almighty for us to reap. It's in abundance. Now we choose to attract bad luck or those gems of good luck. It depends on our activity and the obedience. Keep in mind, plant this intention in your mind that you are doing this particular act in obedience of the Almighty. See, it doesn't have to do whether you're atheist or a theist or an antagonist or you're a believer or a non-believer. Just keep one thing in mind. There is that power, that supreme power that has created you. That is one power. That is that one energy, that one supreme power which has created you. In order to get in sync, align your body, mind and soul with that power to gain and receive His guidance, because it's only He who has sent you with that purpose of your life, and depending on that purpose, the gem stored for you is directly proportional to the cosmic aura that you are radiating, and the gems stored for you in the universe is directly proportional to the purpose of your life. Something that's stored for your sibling is not stored for you, or something for your neighbor, that is not the key for you. The key that will take you to your gemstone, to your good luck, is other than that of your neighbors. Please practice this willingness to accommodate and make room for others with wholehearted gesture. And this gesture is not for any human being, not even for yourself. It is for your Creator in obedience. Implant this thought, intention in your mind, and then practice this just for 1 month. Now, what do we mean when we say making room for others? Suppose there is a rival who has opened a shop just beside yours with the same line of business and same line of products. Now, what will happen if you don't make a room? Will the person, is he asking for your permission or your sanction, or did he do to please you? Or if you don't make a room, will he go away? No, he will not go away, and you're not even doing it for him. He is doing whatever he has to do for himself. Now, in order to get the best out of your good luck and the purpose, what you have to do is, in obedience, make room for him. Be very courteous, be very, very kind, and be very, very gentle and welcoming in your approach. Do not create any hurdle for that person. Do not show a very unwelcoming body language or a very stern body language. Here, your facial expressions will make a difference. You don't have to all the time keep smiling at the person. No. Do not do groupism and make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel comfortable. This also applies in a particular sort of, say when we were in our school assemblies, you know, when other classes children used to come, what we used to do is, we used to shift a bit and accommodate them, isn't it? Now this is the gesture what we have. I have studied in a missionary school, in a convent school. So for the morning prayers, whenever we used to like gather, there were some latecomers in the assembly. What happens is, there was this barrier. They used to get late entries because that was a mini punishment that they got, because we were very particular about, like convent schools are very, very particular when it comes to time. Okay, so what happens is, they used to get punishment, and they used to, because they have come late, they used to get late entry in the assemblies. Now in those assembly halls, when they used to come, there were some students who used to go for groupism, and there were some students who used to keep space for their friends. My friend is entering from that particular gate, she will not get an access where I am sitting, okay, and maybe there's some other girl who used to come, who used to get that space, who's not my friend. So what happens is, when we were children, our teachers used to keep a very strict watch and make sure that no, it's not whether she's your friend or not, you have to make a space for her. Okay, so this that we have learned, this is not something that we need to do for the sake of goodness, humanity, or friendship. No, this is something we need to do for the Almighty, and this is a very, very small act in the eye of humanity, but this has a very, very, very significant impact on our lives. Believe you me when I say it has a very significant impact in our lives. And we read in the holy verses that this is one courtesy and gesture that the Almighty has promised to give it back to you, to multiply and give it back to you. See, this act is not just limited to making a room wherever you're sitting, or welcoming a rival in your or a fellow office worker. You know, whenever you are in an office, also in a workplace, there are many newcomers. In the middle of the session, when you're in the school, say half yearly or annual sessions, there are newcomers. Send this message to your children also, to learn to make room willingly co-adjust and co-work. People who have done it, they have happily shared their experiences with me. Many of my clients say that when they have practiced crystal healing therapy, they have combined it with the message that we get to read in the holy verses. They have combined the therapy with holy verses, meditation practices, and the benefits that they have reaped is something which they had not imagined. It's a different level of ecstasy that they have experienced. It's not just, it doesn't have to do with only the material world, but beyond the bliss that they have experienced is something that is only, which it cannot be expressed in words. It is something that you can experience it for yourselves. This again has to do, if you're doing it for the particular kind of person, this will have a different impact. And if you're keeping in your mind, I am doing it to please the Almighty, in the obedience of the Almighty, the supreme power who has created me, this will have a separate impact in our lives. This has, I am telling you, nothing to do with humanity. If you see, from the material world, it has to do with humanity, but in the actual sense, it has nothing to do with humanity. Because see, if you don't help somebody, that somebody's creator will send help to him in some way or the other. So it doesn't matter whether you're helping or not. It matters whether you're helping yourselves or not. By doing this act, we are helping ourselves by pleasing the Almighty. When we say make room for others, this also implies when there is a new addition to the family member in your house. Say in what form? Newly born child, a child to the parents, a sibling to the brother or sister, a nephew, a niece to the uncle or aunt, a bride, a groom, newlywed, house help. Now it's slightly shocking. House help? How come house help be an addition to the family? Yes, house help is an addition to the family. Now an adopted child or a newly born or a new bride or groom in the house or a house help, how can these four be compared? These four may not have equivalent comparisons, but there is one thing common in them, and that is they are an addition to your family. This addition needs to be recognized wholeheartedly, and we need to make room for them. Why? Because the Almighty, the Supreme Power, is keeping a watch on you, and whatever we are radiating, the universe is ready to grasp it any moment, because even the universe is keeping a watch on each of our activity. Again, I am saying it's a spiritual equivalent to the universal law. The Creator has designed it in such a way. He has designed it in such a way. Whatever we radiate, it will quickly grasp and return the favor by multiplying it. By making a room, quickly keep few points in mind. Physical body language, facial expression, and if you try to put up an act, first, the very first entity that will come to know of it is who has created our body, mind, soul, thoughts, every cell. Secondly, who will come to know is our brains. Even before our brains, the intention will be known to the Creator, then to our brains, and then when we put up an act, maybe the person who is in front of you may believe you, but we will not get that kind of result and impact. Again, I am saying by making room for others, there is a wholehearted willingness from your heart, willingness to adjust, willingly accommodate others, and willingly making room for others for the Almighty, not for that particular human being. Please keep in mind. Have a very welcoming approach towards any human you come across, because if somebody has come also in your personal space and you may not feel good and feel irritated, make sure that you don't express that irritation, because that personal space, whether you're a teenager or a school going student or a college student or somebody who is doing job or a business or a housewife or sitting idle or doing nothing or doing something, in whichever stage you are, the abundance awaits us, the abundance awaits you. Now we have to choose what do we want to connect ourselves with, and it is the good luck we want to attract or the negativity there in store for us in the universe. Make sure that you get in touch with the right sort of aura and the right sort of energy and attract those kind of energies that will complement your aura further and not contaminate it. Now when I say this, the universe, the ruler of the universe, has promised that in the universe, what we call the Brahmande Urja, has in store for us the good luck gems. So much in abundance, in form of wealth, in form of goodness, in form of health, in form of happiness, in form of bliss in the material world and the life hereafter. Only one thing, please make sure there is one thing we have to do, and there is one thing which we have to put into practice, and that is submission. That is submitting ourselves and surrendering to that supreme power and do the acts to make him have mercy, blessings and goodness on us. How do we do that? Please practice this one act for just 1 month and reap the benefits for yourselves. Life-changing effects that you're going to experience. You're going to experience those sort of gifts that you haven't experienced before. And this is something people have told me after doing it. They have told me after doing it. Being in a convent school, day in and day out, this is what we used to repeat: do unto others what you want others to do to you, and many such moral sayings and many such sayings. What in the prayers we were taught certain kind of prayers, and in the prayers we used to say many like holy verses which were for us to practice and not just to say, but do we actually put it into practice? These small things, believe me, makes such kind of impact in your life that this is something you can only experience and not express in words. There is one example which I always encounter whenever there is a new addition to the family. I see, for example, if there are too many say bridegrooms and newlyweds, what happens is when a new bride comes to the house, it depends on the family members that they need to make a room for her. By making a room, it's not just limited to a particular gathering, assembly, or say your office or workplace. Any addition to your house. By making room, it means that you are making the person feel at home by your body language, by your facial expressions. And if you go for groupism, because see, in any place, when will we make a room for somebody else? When we are there for a very, very long time. When we are there for a very, very long time, then when some other person comes, we make a room for that person. What does that mean? That how many years or days or months you have spent in that place, that the other person, the newcomer, will take a little time to adjust and feel that home feel. He will take time to get into the mode, isn't it? So before he gets into that mode and he learns it the hard way, why not you do your part and please the Almighty and take the abundance which is in store for you? Why at all think yourself to be the person in power that, okay, if I make the person feel at place, the person will be at place. This involves a lot of, when I say many people I come across, they have told me, in fact, personally also, when we do some consultation sessions during that time, there are people who are into, like, who have faced family politics and who have taken part. They are into family politics. These are the scenarios that you have to handle very, very, very wisely, and do not get into family politics. Neither be at the receiving end of family politics. Don't be at the giving side also. Don't indulge in it.